Are you interested in Santiago Island in Cape Verde? So take a good look at this video, which is a complete guide about this island. We will discover together clear information about the island of Santiago, the best places to visit, activities to do in Santiago, and above all, practical advice so that you can make the most of your trip. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Adilson and I am the creator of Casa DCV, which is a project that promotes Cape Verde, particularly through tourism. So here you will find recommendations, information, and above all, good deals for all your trips to Cape Verde. And the most interesting thing with Casa DCV is that I have some partners with whom I collaborate and who offer you exclusive promotions. So don't hesitate to click on the link in the description, which takes you to a form that you can fill out with your various information, your needs, and above all, your expectations regarding your trip to Cape Verde. This way, I can put you in touch with the right people. Back to video. So first thing to know, Santiago is the largest island in Cape Verde with only 91 kilometers. It's more or less comparable to the Albertine, which is a little bigger. On the island of Santiago, there are about 300,000 inhabitants, mainly concentrated in the south of the island, in the capital, Praia. The highest point on the island is Pico de Antaña, which peaks at over 394 meters. Access to the island of Santiago from abroad is by plane through the Nacion Mandela International Airport, which also has alternate connections with the following islands: Boa Vista, Sul, Fo, Mai, and São Vicente. But for internal elision, that's not all. Santiago is connected to other islands by boat, and this is the case for the islands of Boa Vista, San Nicolau, Fo, and Mai. Now, let's move on to the highlight of the island of Santiago, which manages to combine past and present by being both the historical island of Cape Verde, but also one of the most modern islands. Firstly, Santiago has a great historical wealth, and this is explained in particular by the city of Cidade, which is the oldest city in Cape Verde and which was a major crossing point during transatlantic crossings. In addition to its historical grandeur, Santiago has a variety of impressive contrasting landscapes. Between the mountains, the fertile or arid valleys depending on the period, and the beaches, which can be either white sand or black sand, there is clearly something for everyone. So clearly all of this offers quite a few things to see and do in Santiago. We will start with one of the most important things to do, which is the visit to Cidade. It is the former capital of Cape Verde and above all the historical cradle of our country. This city is still marked by historical colonial vestiges. It can be seen and felt in particular by the San Felipe fortress, by the remains of the cathedral that can be seen at the entrance to the city, but also by the Roy Banana, which is one of the oldest paved streets in Africa. After this little visit, what could we do? It is a hike in Serra Malagueta, which is a natural park that is located more or less in the north of the island. In this natural park, which is sometimes in the clouds, you will be able to discover fauna and flora, which are specific to Cape Verde. And above all, if the weather is good, you will have the opportunity to have a magnificent view of the valleys surrounding this park. In addition to this, you will be able to explore the city of Somat, which is written as Somat. It is a dynamic and typically Cape Verdean city. You will see lots of colorful buildings. It will be a change from what we see in the west. Somat, in addition to being a dynamic city, has a special cultural importance within Santiago, as it often hosts interesting events around Cape Verdean heritage, whether around music or the art. Above all, it is known and renowned for its large market, which is one of the largest in the entire country. You will be able to discover local product, whether in terms of food or craft. It's an atmosphere to experience and not to be missed during your visit to the island. And above all, and not least, you will be able to discover Tarrafal, the town where I come from. It is located in the north of the island. It is especially famous for its white sand beach with coconut trees, a bit of a postcard beach, which is located in the city center. But of course, Tarrafal is not limited to its beach. You will also be able to visit the concentration camp, which is also a major place in Cape Verde's colonial past, which also served until late in the last century for political prisoners. So, what can we find in terms of culture and tradition in Santiago? You should know that Cape Verde is an island country located off the coast of Africa. Although we are Africans, we have some differences. But on the other hand, in Santiago, it is the island that will be the most African of all Cape Verde. And that's why we're going to find there in particular a lot of Senegalese, Gambians, and other people coming from the interior of Africa. So in Santiago, there are different festivals like the Kambua Festival, the Tabanka Festival. In terms of food, it is typically Cape Verde. We will find kachup, kalupesh, mesas combres. You have to taste Kabari food to know it. It's not fancy food, it's strength-giving food, and it's actually pretty good. Don't limit yourself to just a simple burger fritten. So we will also know where to sleep in Santiago. Being the largest island in the cave, it offers quite a few accommodations, from luxury accommodations to affordable hotels, as well as Airbnbs. Moreover, at the Airbnb level, I have my partner, the Simi Concierge, which offers you a 5% reduction with the code which appears here. There is a link in the description if you want to book accommodation in Cape Verde and get cheaper prices than on Airbnb. They are mainly active on Praia but also on São Vicente. Don't hesitate to go take a look. In any case, you will also be able to find lots of other information on my website, casaTV.com. Getting around Santiago is not complicated at all. Well, there is no public transport like you can see in France, but there is the public transport in Cape Verde, which we call the Alugers. For those who really know, there are the ILACs and there are the IAA. They are a kind of minibus or pickup truck where you get in the back, and it's not very expensive in terms of price. It depends where you are going. Between Tarrafal and Praia, it can be more or less expensive, around 60 euros. But if you travel not too far, it's sometimes a few cents, a few euros, so it's very economical. But on the other hand, there are no fixed schedules. It's not at all like France or anywhere else in the West. It's a bit artisanal, let's say. Then otherwise, to explore the island, you can very well rent cars, either in Rafal or in Praia. There are agencies more or less everywhere, even in Somad. So you are pretty relaxed in terms of transport in Santiago. So when is the best time to go to Santiago? The climate in Santiago is more or less like everywhere in Cape Verde. A dry tropical climate that varies between 24 and 30 degrees throughout the year. And on the other hand, we will distinguish two seasons, the rainy season and the dry season. On the other hand, I would like to point out that the rainy season in Cape Verde is not a rainy season as one might expect in certain Asian countries. No harvest, it won't rain torrents for days. It's really very, very light. And on the contrary, we would even like it to rain a little more. So, if you decide to go during the rainy season, it's not so bad. It won't ruin your vacation at all, I assure you. On top of that, it completely changes the landscape. Because in case you can have both very dry and very arid landscapes, just as you can have very green and very lush landscapes. So the rainy season will be from August to October, while the dry season will rather be from November to June. So do according to your preferences, but apparently it is better to go between November and June. In my experience, I only went between July and August, and that's just fine. Now I will give you some tips to fully enjoy Santiago. When you do your sightseeing and hiking, plan to do them early enough as the sun beats down early. You need to bring sunscreen and something to drink. Go early enough to take advantage of the freshness of the morning, so to speak, of course, and avoid walking during the day because it will be really hot. Rather enjoy the beach during the middle of the day. So also take advantage of the opportunity to imprint yourself with culture. Cabaret has a pretty strong culture and it has a real personality, so take advantage of it. Don't stay until the closing of your hotel. Visit a bit, talk to people if possible. We are not mean, people are quite nice and will be happy to answer you. And above all, taste the local specialty because, well, going to another country to eat burgers and fries, to eat pasta, is not very useful. Taste Cape Verdean food and let me know what you think. So that's it for this guide on Santiago that we've gone around. I hope you enjoyed this guide. Please let me know in the comments. And above all, for all those who are planning a trip to Cape Verde, do not hesitate to go to the description, go to the form link. This way, I put you in touch with the right people based on your needs and expectations. In addition to that, you will surely have advantageous rates. That's all for me. Subscribe, like, comment, share. You know the drill, and see you next time.